Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is Tour de France, Tour de Beer, stage 15. Oh boy. Alright, so let's start with, I don't know exactly what happened. So normally I watch the highlights or I watch the tour and then I go do what I'm going to do. Then I have my beer and we talk about the beer while we're talking about the tour. Today I hosted a gravel bike ride. Thanks to everybody that came out. That was fun. Smaller group, but a pop-up ride sometimes you never know. Maybe people are around, maybe they're not. Some adventurous routes, some roads I haven't been on before, so it was a really cool loop after designing it and getting some people that were willing, they were down with an adventure, and we went around. It was great. Awesome, fun downhill section that I did not notice that my phone popped out and hit the ground, and never saw the phone. Yeah. so I lost my phone. Yeah. I have a little bit more on that. I will continue to tell you that story, but that's today's ride. But while I'm talking about today's ride, let's talk about today's beer and a little bit of the Tour de France stuff, or at least what I know. So this is an Italian Pilsner. So what is an Italian Pilsner? Who is this from? Why are they making this beer? So this is from Ardent Brewery, and they are in Richmond, Virginia. Ardent has been around since 2014, started as a homebrew co-op, and now has become one of the larger restaurant/breweries in the Richmond area. They have a few flagship beers, one of them being a German-style Pilsner. So, Italian Pilsner. What exactly is Italian Pilsner? It's not an IPL. I'm just going to say that right now. It's not an IPL. It is not an India Pale Lager. So what has been happening is people are starting to take Pilsners and dry hopping them. And that's fine. And this Italian way of doing this, you're using some nice noble hops, some subtle hops. This particular beer is using Tettnang. You're not going to make a dry... You could do a dry hop Pilsner. That's fine. And maybe you use Cascade. I'm not going to say that's fine, because then you're just making a lot of different things happening. It's kind of like the junior high school band playing. There's a lot of cool stuff, but does it really go together? I don't know. So a classic Pilsner, using some classic hops, but a classic Pilsner isn't dry hopped. So in this Italian style, they started dry hopping this, giving a little bit more floral, grassy, noble hop aroma to the Pilsner. So you have dry hop Pilsner, but when you do it in this way, it is Italian Pilsner. It is not IPL. Let's talk about why. Widmer shirt. We talked about Widmer earlier today. Red Hook glass. Let's go all classics today. So I'm trying to wear a different jersey every day that I ride during the Tour de France. It was a gravel ride. We went super chill today, so I wore a button down, and I found this old guy from when I used to work with the Widmer Brewery. Red Hook glass, because that's actually where I was at Red Hook brewing Red Hook beers and Widmer beers. So we are looking at classic Pilsner color. This looks good. This looks really nice. I've had a few that I've been disappointed with because they were like, dry hop Pilsner. And then it's hazy as a New England IPA. And I'm like, WTF. So, yeah, you've got nice, great, clear color, Pilsner color. That super light golden, that white head. Wow, that's good looking. That is a mix of classic Pilsner aromas where you would get some light cracker and noble hops, but the noble hop here is intensified. I did a quick research. They dry hop this with Tettnang, so that's a totally German hop for sure. Oh, damn, that's refreshing. That's a really, really well-built beer. And no pun intended, because we used to, at Red Hook, well-built beers was one of the slogans for a little while. That's nice. Grassy. And a bit of a light, lemony fruit. Lemon kind of fruit to it, for sure. Yeah. A little bit of a honey-ish flavor in there, in the malt, which can happen with Pilsners. Kolsch as well. You may get some of that. And very clean finish, and that's coming from the lager. And so we'll go back into lager and why I started going on this tangent of like why it's not an IPL. So IPL, India Pale Lager, is basically, there was this phase where people are doing IPAs, but with a lager yeast. So you're like, well, it's a lager yeast, and you're dry hopping it like an IPA. No, you're taking classic IPA recipe, pale malt, crystal malt, Munich or Cara Munich, and then your hops like Citra, Cascade, Chinook, aggressive American IPA, punch you in the, flavors. And then dry hop it with that. Using the lager yeast, the theory behind this was because it's going to take a little bit longer to ferment, a little bit lower temperatures. You're not going to get as many fruity esters and give you a cleaner finish to the IPA. But it's not an ale, it's a lager, so it's IPL. It did have a little bit of a difference, but I don't know. It didn't really need to be its own style. It was cool for a little while. Hey, we're making smoother, easier to drink IPAs. That's fine, especially at a time where IPAs were like big, punch you in the mouth and burned a little bit, which is not cool. So it was nice, but I would rather have this side of it, what was supposed to be a lager, and then you do the dry hops, and that's your dry hop lager, which I've had before. I've had some nice regular lager, maybe a Munich Helles with a touch of Citra, which I thought I was going to hate, and I didn't. This is classic Pilsner all the way through, Tettnang hops, intensifying the Tettnang, which is really, really nice. Yeah, that's good. So let's talk about today's stage. In a way, because I don't know exactly what has happened yet. My phone, when I found it, and then I'm looking through, okay, who tried to contact me, what do I got? Here's notifications, cycling news. Jonas Vingegaard crashes out. Maybe I should have said spoiler first. Sorry, but you should have figured that I was going there. So Jonas has crashed out. Then I'm like, damn it, because I haven't gotten a chance to come home, watch the highlights, see what's going on. Now I already know. Like, I hate when I understand it's news, but you could say drama happens in this stage, and I'd be like, ooh, but it said it right away. I'm like, damn. But it does make me speculate. So one, I'm really bummed, because Tade. We want Tade. I want Tade. I like Tade. Nothing against Jonas, but I'm watching greatness. But to see greatness, you want to see how he does against his best competitor. And that's Jonas Vingegaard. Right now he was kind of whooping Jonas's ass. He was. And maybe if the tour continues on, Del Toro gets by him or Remco gets by him. There's maybe not going to win any more sprint stages. I'd like to see what he could have done in the high mountains next week or whatever. And maybe claw some of that time back. It just makes it seems like it's been Tade's race. And now it is really interesting to see what's going to happen for second, third, and fourth. And now Jonas is out. So it's still a battle for second, third, fourth, but without having the best competitor there, it's, I don't know, it takes away from it a little bit. Also, if we really want to know how good is Del Toro going to be, how good is Sexas going to be, the young Frenchman who is 19, I believe. Can Remco perform where he's got so much power, he just can't go uphill, but then he catches people on the flats and the downhill? Like, that against Jonas and his technique and against the team. Now, take the deck of cards and just throw it in the air. And who knows what we're going to be looking at now. So, I'm bummed for Jonas. I'm bummed for Tade, too, because Tade likes to compete, and he wants to go against the best. Now, if the next best is Del Toro, that's his teammate. So now is he not going to gift wins to his teammate? Or help out? Or does he have to just... I don't know. It's so weird. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to watch the highlights when we're done. But so, yeah. That's beer. That's the Tour de France. Hopefully you're still listening. I'll tell you real quick about today's pop-up ride, and then we go to tomorrow. Tomorrow is the rest day. Or at least rest day for the tour. I plan on riding my bicycle. And again, for a better or really good tour breakdown, Phil Guyman. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's good. There's other people you could watch, but I like Phil Guyman's take on things. So today's pop-up ride. So with the brewery, Colonial Bicycle Company that I work for, we do a monthly pop-up gravel ride. Different route, different start location, different vibe. Not a different vibe, but just, hey, where's it going to be? What are we going to do? And I don't announce it until about a week before. I wasn't sure if it was definitely going to be able to happen. We couldn't get one in last month. I was really bummed about that. There was only one weekend, and trying to squeeze it in, it felt forced. I didn't want it to be forced. I wanted it to be natural. I wanted it to be fun. So, did not do one last month, so I definitely wanted to have one this month. So, this month was the CBC and Deciduous Brewing. So, I planned on Deciduous Brewing out of Newmarket in New Hampshire. Planned a route from there. A nice mixed terrain ride. Some offshoot roads, like, wait, how did I get here? Onto regular roads, onto bike path, onto some single track, onto some crazy class 4 downhill, which was really cool. Yeah, it was fun. It was a smaller group, and again, I want to try and do these once a month. They are on the Colonial Bicycle Company Strava page. So if you're on Strava and you're looking at groups, you join Colonial Bicycle Company. We put the route there, where it's going to start, what time, so on and so forth. And the idea is we ought to come back and go to the Deciduous and have some lunch with a beer. Unless you're underage or don't drink beer, then, well, you get soda. But we'd still have some lunch. We got back and I realized I didn't have my phone. I'm like, how do I not have my phone? I've had it the whole time. It's either in the pocket in the front of the bike or in my pocket here, so I could grab it real quick. Again, I didn't ride with a cycling jersey, so normally it's back here. I always know where it is. I wanted to be comfortable today. Yeah, dumbass. Had the pocket in here and it was fine, but there was a section where we were going this chunky downhill, and I saw a chunk, and it was totally mountain bike territory, and I yelled back to the behind me to Jarek, and I'm like, Jarek, if you want to hit this, go for it, and I barely got for it out. He was already here. And when I say here, as I was going down, there's a little here, and there's a lip that's a rock, and he jumped that. So he was in the air, and I feel like his hip was near my head. Might not be that dramatic, but whoever was behind me, I think, had one of those little tap magnet Insta360s, and I'm hoping they got some video of that, and I'll put it out someplace, maybe back here later, or on Instagram, or whatever it was. Anyway, then I'm like, well, I can't let the young kid go away. I got to show that the old man still got a little something, something. So I went after him and just bombed on my gravel bike. He's on a fuel, I think it was a Fuel or Fuel EX. I don't remember exactly what he has. It was a Trek Fuel mountain bike. So I'm chasing him down. And then we get to the flat and we're going along with a little sort of double track, and I got next to him, got into a little sprint. I don't know, I have like 3 seconds worth of sprint in my body, maybe 5. And then we got to the end, stopped, let everybody else catch up, and then took the turn. At that point, I didn't think anything was different, so I didn't consciously think about grabbing my phone and then taking videos until we got to the end, and I realized there's no phone. So I start thinking about it, trying to figure out how can we find the phone, try to do the Find My Phone feature, which I'm going to get to that little rant in a second. But I realized that didn't work. Actually, I shouldn't get to it in a second. I'll tell you right now why that didn't work. Because now there's two-factor authentication, which I don't remember authorizing, but regardless. So I log in using someone else's phone. I get to the Google account, and it's like, oh, you need to prove it's you. Annoying. And so to prove it's me, it's like, all right, well, two-factor authentication, so we'll just send a text to your phone. To my phone that I'm looking for with the Find My Phone feature. What the... Yeah. So technology is stupid until it's not, or it's not, and then until it is, and that's stupid. Who thought of this? Come on. Anyway. So it was back to the trailhead. I had to bail on lunch. I drove to the trailhead and rode the trail backwards looking for my phone. Rode the section where we did the downhill because we thought maybe that's where things popped out. I rode down that. I rode up that. I rode down it again. Didn't see it. Rode backwards along the route. Didn't find the phone. Eventually ended up going home, logging into my laptop, which knows who I am. Was able to get to it real quick and find my phone. It's given like a beacon, and I can see the road that it's on where it ends, so I know it's the dirt road. Go back to that section. And there was another section I went back to go look as well, but anyway, it's riding all over the place. Right, my Strava looks like a jumbled piece of spaghetti. I'll have to fix that. Anyway, so drove out there, Didn't even put my helmet on, just kind of sneakers, and I wanted to walk it, but I would have got eaten by mosquitoes. So rolling nice and slow, looking for it, and I found it. So thank you, St. Anthony. Yeah, and it's a nice red case, so I was able to spot it, and a good case because, well, it's not broken. So yes, I was really, really angry, but I'm really, really happy that I found my phone because it's not even about the video thing. That's that, but my phone has everything in it, everything. And it makes me realize two things. A, I need to buy an Insta360, so I'm not trying to do phone stuff. And B, I need to find a way to disconnect my life from this handheld device and just, I don't know, cash in my wallet all the time and old school, because I hated that. So, anyway, then that was all set. I went back to my buddy's house. We watched the second half of the World Cup game and the overtimes. España! Congratulations. Took down Argentina. Good game. Really thought Messi was going to be able to get at least one goal. I didn't think he was going to go goalless in the final game. So I thought if Spain is the better team and they win, it would be 2-1. They ended up winning 1-0 or 1-0. I'm saying nil now. Now suddenly I'm a soccer guy. I don't know. Anyway, that's about it. I think I have talked long enough. I'm going to finish this beer. Very, very nice beer. Again, Ardent Brewing, Richmond, Virginia, Italian Pilsner, done well in a Pilsner style. Again, I didn't even really talk about what is Pilsner, but again, light malt, usually just going to be just Pilsner and maybe a little bit of, for if you wanted bodies, if it's a Bohemian Pilsner, you want bodies, so you're going to add some Cara Munich or Cara Vienna. Traditional German Pilsner, you may not. And you're going to go with noble hops, so Tettnang, Hallertauer, Mittelfrüh, and a lager yeast. So you're going to ferment this at a lower temperature. It takes longer to do, and a nice clean beer. That covers everything. That is Tour de France. That is Tour de Beer. Enjoy the off day from the tour tomorrow. And because I missed some beers earlier and I still love riding my bike, I am going to go for a ride. I will have a beer for the off day tomorrow. So I will be back tomorrow. The tour will be back on Tuesday, and it will have a full news as to what exactly happened with Jonas. Hopefully he's not hurt. Speedy recovery. Jonas Vingegaard, whatever. And Tade. Well, let's see. Let's see what kind of show he puts on for the rest of Le Tour de France. Again, thanks always, and make sure you tell your friends. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, and we will talk to you the next time. Cheers.